shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, knock grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. I'm sick as a dog. Now, what you're going to get a little satire that's going to come up next, and it's going to be a lot of toxic fanboy console warring. So if that stuff turns you off, I suggest you run for the hills right now. But if you actually love that stuff, I was watching a little bit of Shakespeare, some stuff like that. I was watching some plays, and I like to do that. I had a little bit of Renaissance time. So I was still stuck in that mode. I couldn't get rid of it, right? So I was very thoughtful in my approach. I was very Shakespearean, if you will. The way that I approached this segment was very thoughtful in the way I crafted it, the way I delivered it, the way I brought it across to every PlayStation dude out there. So if you need something to get you through the holidays, please make sure that you watch my content, because it's all in satire, it's all in fun. And even though I'm sick as a dog, I do understand that no matter how sick you are, there's always somebody out there sicker. No matter how bad you got it, there's always somebody out there that has it worse. And that doesn't mean that you stop showing up for everyone that actually needs you. So no matter what, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show out. I'm going to be the best that I could possibly be. This Sunday, Iron Lords Podcast, it was myself and Addict giving y'all a year-end show, playing all the games that you guys wanted to play. I'm upset that we didn't get a chance to play Call of Duty, but hopefully this week we get a chance to play Call of Duty. But if you see, I'm on my channel, Frontline Gaming Streams. Check it out over there. It's a wonderful little thing where I do every day. Excuse me, I didn't do it today because actually me and my son was playing Tekken and we just got lost in space fighting for hours. But go over there, play everything, every console, and it's actually some real fun. So the link is in the description. Check it out. Go to that channel. If you don't know about the channel's over there. Go sub over there. And I got to finish my Space Marines. And if you ever see me on, which I'm on, and you can add me, that's King David OTW. You ever see me on, just jump in. Just be like, yo, King, you want to play or whatever? Cool. We can get it on. I'm not like behind any paywall or something like that, or you need to be on the Patreon or anything like that. I only just say that members on Fridays, on Fight Night Fridays, they dictate pace. But I do have some information that is coming up right now. So we're going to talk about that information. We're going to talk about PlayStation laying themselves all over the streets. And we're going to talk about some stuff that just popped up. But also at the end, I do have something that I'm going to talk about at the end. Get to that door. Get to that door. Y'all messing up. Y'all touching too much stuff over here. Get off me. That's right. Don't touch this door. Keep your stinking hands off the door. Ah! Oh! Get that little stinky dude up there shooting. Stop it. Oh, the let loose is crazy. Ha! Did you jump at me? Forgot what I'm packing. Get out off the wall. Off the wall. Off the wall, monkeys.
Off the wall, monkeys!
Now, remember that controller that was supposed to be coming out with the Brooklyn, and how I said Microsoft needed to focus on making sure that the Call of Duty is the same on the Xbox. And I thought they was too far along in this generation to release the controller. Because I had to walk back my words. At first, I initially said they can't launch an inferior product because regardless to what, if a product that you own, that you release, that is playable across the boards on all platforms, has a feature that you don't have innately on your own platform, then your product on your own platform is inferior. And I'm willing to admit that right now. And I don't know if that factors into the thought process when it came to the game. I guess what played larger was launching a successful, great game over gadgets, gimmicks, and trying to stay in competition with a company that is needing your product. And they took a different approach when they decided to make the PlayStation 5, and Xbox took a different approach. So Xbox needs to lean heavily into their advantages while PlayStation leans heavily into their advantages. And both consoles have two different levels of advantages. The Xbox has advantages in quick play and quick resume and all these other velocity architecture and what can I say, smart downloading. And whereas the PlayStation has the advantage in haptic feedbacks. So it was to my delight when I saw that the Xbox new Sebille controller breaks cover in its in this new patent. And we know what's the weird grippy trousers are for. Sebille is the code name of the new Xbox controller, and it's the new patent details how the haptic feedback will work, among other things. And it's kind of cool to see, they have the documents out, and it seems that the controller hasn't been canceled and should arrive when the next generation hardware releases in 2026. And the new patent details additional aspects of the controller, included boosted haptic feedbacks. And they also have feedbacks that can work with the existing rumbles in the older games that you do have, right? So what you don't want is a situation where the haptics that you do have is not giving exactly what you want. So I truly believe that this controller would be top notch when it comes out to it. When it's all said and done, the controller is going to be exactly what we expect the controller to be. It's going to be a Xbox controller with haptic feedback and little bells and whistles. Maybe we might have a microphone, because I found that the PlayStation 5's controller with the sound chip, not the microphone itself that you can talk into it and blow into it and all that other stuff that they never use, only for Astrobot. But I do like the sounds that come from it that certain games use. So that's a cool thing. That's a cool feature. But if you have on a headset, you don't get the chance to hear it. So I don't know how much is utilized, to be honest with you. But regardless of what, I like the feature. I think they struck oil with the innards of the PlayStation 5 controller. I'm not the symmetrical analogs. I'm not a fan of that. Right? I like it offset. So that way I'm able to, I don't know, I'm just used to it that way. I appreciate it more that way. So I can't wait for this controller to actually give me more of my gaming desires when it comes to my controller and how I feel about controllers. Hopefully that there's no stick drift and there's no issues with it. Maybe it's as premium as the Elite, but I doubt it. If you're going to put it in every console, then I doubt it. Maybe they will have an Elite version of it with the haptics, but it was good to see that this thing is still on track, and they gave a little bit more information on it because that console is dead. So And I don't think they're taking anything away from that console. But the controller, you see it. I wasn't a fan of the 2 colors. The bi-color stuff. I wasn't a fan of it. So hopefully that thing goes away. And you can see it has some trousers and some buttons here. So we're going to, I do like the fact that it does have Wi-Fi and it can connect straight to televisions and any device. See, because going into the new future with this controller, the controller should be as versatile as their marketing. If everything is an Xbox, then that controller needs to be able to hop on anything that has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or whatever. So that controller needs to be accessible at all times, absent the console. So if that's the marketing and that's the plan, that controller needs to make sure that it fulfills those obligations. And I believe that it will. The low latency controllers that we do have right now really work to the satisfaction of us as gamers. I have no problem with my Xbox controllers. I actually feel like this is one of the best controllers on the market. The aerodynamics to it, the buttons, everything feels snappy, feels really good. There's nothing like an Xbox controller. I do, like I said, I do like the technology inside the DualSense, but compared to the Xbox controller, will always be superior to me. But at the end of the day, PlayStation, I think that is the best controller since the PlayStation 3 controller, in my opinion, right? So take it with a grain of salt, but I'm glad that we did get information on this. So it seems everything is going to according to plan. PlayStation to continue focusing on live service games. Yes. The definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing, expecting different results. Now, we do know with Helldivers, you bore some fruit. We can see from Helldivers' success on the PC, not the PlayStation. You have seen some monica of success. Foam Stars wasn't successful. Destiny is floundering. Concord was DOA. And yet, you're back. Marathon looks like a snooze fest. And yet, you still want to try, Sony. I appreciate you trying as hard as you're trying right now, because this is exactly why I say hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. We're going to keep banging pause until you become an app. Now, PlayStation to continue focusing on live service games. PlayStation isn't giving up on live service games anytime soon. In a recent interview with the Japanese outlet Fusumi, PlayStation CEO Herman "I will destroy PlayStation at any means necessary" Holtz said that the company still believes in the model despite recent hiccups like Concord. Now, on God and Them, Concord was your baby. And on God and Them, you did say that Concord was the next Star Wars. Speaking of Concord, I saw Secret Levels and I thought that episode was divine. To see The Walking Dead was truly an immaculate reception, if you will. I actually had a wonderful time viewing this wonderful universe that will never breathe life again. Now remember, if this satire gets your panties in a bunch, oh wait, there's more. Now I understand you might be upset that I am gleefully laughing at the demise of one of the worst games to ever release in the history of video games. But for them to say after the stink is still in the room and the body is laying on the floor, for them to say, we need to revisit this. Let us go back for more. We like the taste of defeat. Who knew Sony liked toes? Oh, well, get used to it, bum. Because you will be eating the bottom of the heels of people's feet for as long as you continue to try to play in that little sandbox you know nothing of. Now, the game business is constantly changing, and due to various factors, including technological advances, new games and ways of playing, Hirsch said, Viva Auto Translation. However, one thing that remains constant is people's desire for great entertainment and experiences, and their attention to games continues to grow. However, this also created competition. And you know, home, you don't want competition because competition for you guys is a sore spot. You don't want to really do that. No, really. Please, you like to pay your way to the top. You like to sleep around. You like to make sure that everyone helps you. Oh, we know the truth about you. See, it is so evident. With 65 million, you cannot even break 10. Sucks to be you. And many companies in the industry have had to make changes in their business to solidify a more sustainable operating base. Now, what that means is we will try other things and we will go forward and we will place our games in places normally that you have never seen. We will be doing things that are different, but quite close to the same. Hosts continue by saying PlayStation and continues to focus on developing the live service titles along with the story-driven single-player titles that our players want. Yes, we all see the travesty of Wolverine and the likes of Ghosts of Yoda. Ooh, that was so well received. And we do see that you're doubling down on your heroines in Intergalactic. It was so well received, you turned off your comments. Now, we do appreciate your efforts. And I know with you at the helm, hosts, we are sure to see the final nail in the coffin of this once great brand. Now, everyone knows that the end is near. Because, as I have told you, as I hold things near and close to my heart, I will continue to write in these pages, in these annals of time, to continue to write down what needs to be done. Now, no lives will be lost, just deals and market share. Oh, this is so sweet to see you squirm and cry the way you do, you PlayStation ponies. I love the way the tears run down your cheeks as Xbox continues to gain more and more market share. And as you fall deeper and deeper into the abyss of begging for games from the Xbox platform, it is truly divine to see you not ask more of PlayStation and from some of Xbox. If they won't give you the multiplayer that you desire, Xbox more than has you covered. If you can't believe in them, believe in us. Just take the leap. Walk over, if you will. PlayStation. to continue to focus on live service games. The arrogance of you. But I can always bet on you being as arrogant as you are. And I can appreciate your arrogance, the buffoonery. The emperor has no clothes. He struts around with his bum out, like no one can see his arse. Yeah. You're food now, and we will continue to feed upon you. You simpletons. You smooth brain, low IQ ponies. Continue to do as you do, because we appreciate you just the way you are. Now, they're back to their rumors. But I do expect Sony to have a state of play in January, hopefully, if not February. While Microsoft will have their developers direct, as always, and Nintendo will follow or will go first with leading the charge, with letting us know what's going on with the Switch 2 and the roadmap for the wonderful year ahead at Nintendo. While Xbox has a ton of games, so many games, that some games will fall into next year. Maybe State of Decay, maybe Perfect Dark. But what we can hope for is to help out the PlayStation Nation with the state of play and show Indiana Jones there at the state of play and take up airspace for them. It's a beautiful thing when you have nothing to look forward to. Because we do know the only games that you do have coming out next year is, Ghosts of Yoda. And knowing how y'all like Jin Sakai, I don't really think anybody's really anticipating this title. So, that leaves us to baby steps. The wonderful Jim Ryan fart he left in the air. The smell so pungent as he closed the door and allowed you to smell the aroma of baby steps. That's what you PlayStation ponies have to worry for. Baby steps. But don't worry. Daddy Xbox has you. All you have to do is put out your hands, like so. Make a cup, so you don't drop any of it. You poor beggars. And all you have to do is get on your knees, pause, and say, "Sir, may I please have another?" And then we will slide a game your way because you are hungry and waiting. Oh, yes, you're getting a spicy king today. A different bit of king. A king that knows he has you on the run. For the end of the year, I will make sure that this is an epic moment for you. I rival in your pain, your misery, your sorrow, your hurt, your anguish. Your lust for our games knows no bounds. And we know you want him. So we dangle him in front of you like fruit. You hungry port beggars. So disgusting. The smell of you. The mere aroma, if you will, turns my stomach. The once proud Sony ponies. What was you called before? Pegasus? Now you are nothing but a mere pony, rivaling in your own feces. The smell of you. It smells absolutely disgusting. But hopefully you get a state of play where we can put our games on stage because you know you have nothing to show. Right? Am I right? Or You might show some game that people nowadays call, dare I say the word, the opposite of sleep. Yeah, you get my meaning. That's all you can make nowadays, is the opposite of sleep games. That's not looking good for you. You might have to make another Astrobot. He's androgynous, you know, that little bot. Now, the funniest thing happened on my way to Twitter. And I saw people telling me that this was just cause for a mod for it. And I said, that's cool. And I like to cause stir. I like to cause chaos. I like to cause mayhem. And I said, dear God, if this was Wolverine, for real, the level of trouble would be insane. Now, you guys know I do love my Marvel stuff. If you see it, it's all here. Actually, I got a little Spidey with me right now. At all times. So, I do not want this to be real. Don't ever confuse my trolling with wanting a game to be bad, especially a Marvel game of a beloved characters that I grew up with. So when I saw this, I was absolutely appalled, and I prayed that this wasn't it, and I expect more. So I don't think that this would even be the product at all. So if it is just cause, who cares? I'm not going to judge a game based off of leaks, fake leaks, place settings, or if it is, I don't care. I judge a game off of finished product. I saw a lot of people really upset. Not like a lot of them was going to buy it anyway day one. I am, because, when it's time to buy games, none of these dudes buy games. They tell you that they're going to buy games, and they tell you that they're going to do this, and they're going to tell you that they're going to do that, and it never really is. It's just really more of them running their mouths and never really participating. They just like to talk on Twitter. But at the end of the day, I want the best for the game, so I don't believe this stuff at all. I pray it's not this. Well, at least they didn't turn him into X-23, right? Am I right? Or maybe, given enough time, they'll gender swap Wolverine by the end of the game, kill him off and take his antimedium and give it to X-23. And you get the gist. The new Claw. The MSI Claw has an Xbox toolbar. Its own. It has a slider for Xbox. I think it's the MSI Claw 8 plus AI. I heard it's a marvel, to be honest with you. I heard the screen is absolutely incredibly large. The game is the console itself is super efficient. The only problem that I do have with it is its price tag, $900 for a handheld. Now, a lot of you guys actually say y'all don't want a handheld. That beast power device is an absolute monster. And it plugs up to your television. So, again, the power is there. That thing is absolutely insane. And I realize maybe don't know Microsoft's plan. Or maybe I found out their plan already. Maybe. Let's just see. Now that we made it this far, let's get to what I have to talk about at the end, like I said. PlayStation has $11 billion for, a little birdie told me, for acquisitions and for more money hatting and blocking for this year. Now I don't know if that it includes gaming budget, right? Because 11 billion sounds like a lot, because normally their gaming budget is something like 4 billion for the year. So I don't know. I don't know if he was off by some numbers or whatever, but I'm going with what was told to me. Now, take it with a grain of salt, right? I just want to see where they put the money, what they're going to do with the money, what they're going to do. I personally think that they should pick up Shift Up. I think Shift Up produced a quality title in the vein of what Sony is normally into. Story-driven, single-player, narrative, story-driven game. And they did it in excellent style and fashion. And it was more well-received than their own first-party title of Intergalactic. Right? So Stellar Blade and Intergalactic, two titles, space heroines, one super received, the other one kind of shunned, and it didn't come out yet. So it's kind of at a disadvantage until the game is actually at the market. So I want to know in the description, like, I mean, in the comments below, let me know what you want Sony, or who you think Sony should purchase, right? Or who they should invest in, because we noticed they couldn't purchase Katakawa. See, because I was at a, it felt kind of weird, because they're explaining to me that they have X amount of dollars, and I'm like, well, Katakawa costs $5 billion. Why wouldn't they just go out and purchase Katakawa? And I guess they felt that with the investment of the 300 and some odd million, that they were able to get exactly what they wanted from that investment, opposed to going too far out there and not getting exactly what they want from the investment. You understand what I'm saying? So I do believe that they probably are playing their cards close to the breast, because they do know 2026 is going to be a crazy year. This year is going to be a real robust year for Xbox. We closing out the year, like tomorrow is New Year's Eve, so we're closing out the year. In fact, let me double check that. Yeah, we're closing out the year on what is to be probably one of the next year's greatest games. Like, we had Indiana Jones hit, and that was ungodly success. And we hear that Disney and LucasArts, they want more Indiana Jones. They want more Indiana Jones. So I don't know how they're going to figure that out or what they're going to do with that, but I think you might see a budding franchise in the making. I don't know what the license fee looks like. I don't know if they continue that. Let me know in the comments if you think that Microsoft will continue with the heavy licensing fee. But I think that will all be predicated on how well the game sells on PlayStation and Switch. Right? I do believe the game is going to Switch. I actually honestly do believe that the game should go to Switch too. It should be a launch title, to be honest with you. Maybe they might wait to launch it on the PlayStation and the Switch at the same time, day and date, right? Maybe that might be a thing. I don't know. But they have a lot of ducks in a row that they can actually fire this off and actually have Indiana Jones for Game of the Year this year. So it's a lot of things that can happen. How do y'all feel about the Xbox controller? What do you think that is going to happen with that controller? Do you think that they're going to sell it separately, which I honestly believe that they will, because it's going to be part of the next generation package? Do you think they forego standalone console, just make the handheld and this controller? What do you think that Xbox strategy is going forward? Because out of the big three, Xbox strategy, though they laid it out in front of you, with every screen is an Xbox and their multi-plat strategy, the hardware aspect of it is the ambiguous part of this whole conversation, whereas we see them actually say that they're going to make hardware. They're partnering with a lot of people, doing a lot of things, making a lot of moves. So they are the wild card, and they have never been this opaque, right? They have never been this vague when it's come to their intentions. They tell you we're making a console. And they also tell you they're making a handheld. And they're making games. And they told you that their games are case-by-case basis on, other hardware. This has been the most intriguing, shrouded in mystery generation that I've been a part of. And the intrigue sets further into the next generation. Well, this is the part in the video. If you liked anything, please like, follow, and subscribe. Sick as a dog, but I'm here for you guys. And I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around some Mucinex, because on God and them, I need some of that, baby. Try to play the Game Pass.